everyone, thanks for tuning into my channel again, and before I get started with the review, I just wanted to say thanks to everyone who's subscribed and has been leaving me comments. I've been checking out all of your channels and I read all the comments, and I am going to get back to everyone and reply, so awesome. And I am looking forward to making more videos, especially knowing that, people are watching them, so that's cool. Anyway, today I am reviewing Chanel's new foundation, the Perfection Lumiere. This came out about, I would say 12 weeks ago, probably like early September, maybe late August, I can't remember. And I've been wearing it now for about 2.5 weeks. And I have to say, it is probably the most beautiful foundation I've ever worn. It's really, really pretty, but it is not the easiest foundation to work with. It's definitely not in everybody's price range, and I'm going to get into that in just a bit. So first of all, what do you get? In terms of color range, this is the largest release that Chanel has ever done. So they're doing something like 20 colors, and I think they came out with like 5 or 6 specifically for women of color. Just for reference, if you're curious, my color is number 10 beige, and this is the lightest that they make for women that are beige, women or men, I guess, if men want to wear it, that have beige undertones. So, beige on the side of yellow. If you're a true beige, this foundation may end up being a little bit too yellow. The rumor is about Perfection Lumiere is that it's actually set up to replace the Pro Lumiere. So if you're a big fan of Pro Lumiere, now might be the time to stock up if it's your favorite foundation of all time. I know that's not probably something that everyone can do because all the foundations from Chanel are very, very expensive. But yeah, you might want to pick up another bottle just because rumor has it that it's on its way out. But that being said, I asked at Chanel and I specifically said, are you guys getting rid of Pro Lumiere? And they said no. So who knows? Maybe just for fun, pick up another one. So anyway, the whole thing, the bottle, the glass bottle, the 1 ounce of foundation with the pump, all of this runs for $55. And for me personally, I feel like this is a little high for foundation. And I'm okay with spending, $30, $40 on a foundation. I feel like that's completely reasonable. But $55 plus tax is really, really pushing it. Now, I know there are even more expensive foundations out there. Like, I know the Armani foundations and Tom Ford's foundation are like over $70, I think. But I don't know, those might be for really special occasions or something. And I feel like Chanel, this Perfection Lumiere foundation is being kind of marketed as more of an everyday foundation. It has sunscreen, it's a long wear foundation. They're not marketing it as special occasion foundation where you wear this like twice a year and it'll last you forever, it'll never go bad. It's gonna go bad in 12 months. And if you're curious as to how I know that, at the very bottom of the bottle, you have that little compacted thing. I hope you can see it. And it has a little 12 in it. And that means that once you open this, it's only going to last you 12 months. Now, it has a pump, so it's probably going to last. It probably won't go bad that fast. What can I say about the foundation itself? The foundation is beautiful. It's probably the most beautiful foundation I've ever worn. I said that already. The finish is incredible. It's gorgeous. It just makes you look like your whole face was carved out of porcelain by Michelangelo, and he polished it to this beautiful, beautiful, perfectly fine, pearly pearl surface. Like, it's shiny, but it's not oily looking like a dewy foundation, but it's not flat. It's called demi-matte, but it really looks like, like a shiny, like a very, very, very shiny, perfectly buffed porcelain or something. It's beautiful, but it's not for everybody. It doesn't look that great after 5 or 6 hours if you get oily. And if you're dry, it'll cling to those parts of your face that are dry, and it will make them look, it won't make them look any better. It'll make them look worse. In terms of coverage, now I'm going to preface this, I'm not like a great person to ask about coverage because I don't really have a lot of things that I need to cover up. The one thing that I do cover a lot, it's two things technically, is I have 2 scars on my face, and I don't know if I've showed these before, but I have one here on my chin, and then I have one here on my nose, right above the ring, and I do try to cover those a little bit more with foundation so that they blend in. The reason why is, especially one on my chin is more pink, and the one on my nose creates more of a shadow just because it's really deep. And I have noticed that the Perfection Lumiere does a really good job of covering my scars. It's definitely not one of those foundations that are really, really super easy to apply. It's more, I kind of think of it like foundation on hard mode. Like it's hard to get it right, it's hard to blend it in, but it's worth it. Like when you get it on right, when it's on, oh, it's like the best reward ever. It's like, it's amazing. Can't even begin. That being said, it's like a total pain in the ass to blend out because you have to use like some sort of brush. You can use your fingers, but that just is a mess. And the other thing is like the long wear formula, part of that means like long wear to the rest of your skin and stuff. So I don't like to put it on my fingers just because if I get dressed afterwards, like there still might be foundation lingering even if I wash my hands. Usually I use my 190 brush, which is the regular foundation brush from MAC. When I was at Chanel and they applied it to me, they used a very, very similar brush to this. Apparently Chanel has changed their foundation brush recently, but I don't really know too many people that buy Chanel brushes at all. I have one that I love and I've had forever, but I feel like you can just get the same dupe for cheaper. I just want to show you the brush. Now, I washed this brush yesterday, and I applied the foundation twice, so maybe like 3 pumps worth of foundation has touched this brush. Look at it. I mean, it looks like, I don't know, it's just like, it looks like there is so much foundation on this, like it's filthy. The foundation really, really sticks, and you do have to wash your brushes more often, so just be ready for that. The other thing is, like, if you're having a little bit of trouble blending it, just with this, I would suggest trying a dual fiber brush, like this one from MAC. This is the 187. I'm pretty sure every person on YouTube has one of these and talks about them all the time. And if you don't have this specific one, you probably have one like it from Sigma or another makeup brand. I have like 3 brushes that look just like this. So basically, like this one is clean, or it was clean before I used it to blend. I use this to spread the foundation out and blend it as best I can, and then I take this back afterwards and I stipple all over my face, you know, as long as it's clean, to get off any excess foundation and just to blend it in better. And I feel like that works a lot better than just using the flat brush alone. The other thing is it dries really fast, so you have to do your foundation in like pieces. And it really, I can't stress enough how amazing it looks if you get it right. But if you're not really experienced with applying foundation, or you have really short, like you have short patience, you might not like this foundation just because it can be a total pain. The formula is pretty decent. I have to say the long wear, Chanel is saying that it lasts 14 hours, and it probably could last 14 hours if you were using all the other products that they try to sell you when you buy it, like their special toner and their special moisturizer and the primer gel that they put on you. All that stuff is gonna help the foundation to last. I find personally, like if I just apply the foundation, it'll last a good, like, it'll last through the day. Like I'll still have foundation on at the end of the night, but it won't look like it did in the morning. It'll still look okay, just not so great. It definitely won't look like it does when you first take it out of the bottle. The thing is, though, like it's really hard when you're putting it on to powder it afterwards. Like it just, not that it, like it's not hard to actually apply powder. Like powder still goes on perfectly fine, but it just looks so pretty without powder that you hate to put powder on it. That's how I feel. The last thing I have to say about this that makes me like want to hit the ceiling is that they put sunscreen in it. I hate foundation that has sunscreen in it. Now, don't, you know, if you love foundations that include lots of extra bells and whistles like sunscreen or extra moisturizers, that's great. Like, that means that you're trying to take care of your skin, and that's really important. That's more important than wearing makeup. You know, skin health should be your #1 priority. And it is my #1 priority. Like, I take good care of my skin, and I do apply sunscreen. I don't need sunscreen in my foundation. I don't want sunscreen in my foundation because I want to wear my foundation in photos. I don't want to spend $55 on a luxury foundation, on a real, you know, designer product, and not be able to wear it in photos with flash photography. I hate that stuff. Like, why do they do that? And it's not even a lot of sunscreen, so it's not like great sun protection. It's like the bare minimum. Why bother? Like, just take it out. Just make foundation. And that being said, it's not the end of the world. I would probably buy this again. I don't know when I would buy it. Probably not right away. But it is really pretty. It's just like, I don't feel like it's for everybody. And I mean, I know they're trying to make it more accessible, but if I was them, I would really concentrate on lowering the price, #1. #1, lower the price, because it's too expensive. #2, take out the sunscreen, because it's just pointless. Get it out of there. You know, you'll sell more moisturizer with sunscreen if you get rid of that sunscreen in the foundation. And work on just like the long wear formula, because it does last, but if it's oxidizing and changing a whole lot, even in the first half hour, that's not what you paid for. You're not getting what you paid for. But that being said, it is still beautiful even hours later, and it's a great foundation for coverage. So if you have used this foundation, I'd love to see your responses, and if you have more questions, you know, feel free to leave comments, and I hope to talk to you guys all